And then yesterday on my stream, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I've cut it into 12 minutes and I've put it on my X page, and it's the section just on this BTC section. Yeah. And effectively what I was saying, what I discovered yesterday, is that on the weekly time frame, we have actually put in a higher high. Yeah. That's what I was suggesting. I was suggesting that here you see these kind of few weekly candles here. We had a lower low here, we had a lower high here, this was your lower low, and we had our first higher high here. Yeah, that's a higher high. And now we're about to potentially change market structure, because you put in a higher high. Where's your low? Where's your higher low? Here? Well, it's here, isn't it? It's your higher low. And then potentially, if we take out this high now, we've actually changed market structure on the weekly time frame to bullish. So this trend, this whole downtrend change, this is how it changes. It's hard to believe, because we've been such a bearish downtrend against BTC, that we've actually put in a higher high here. The last time we put in a higher high, I'll just kind of show you again. Let me delete these brush strokes. A lot of brush strokes. I like brushing. A lot of brushing on the charts. That was a higher high, and I mean, you could argue, obviously this is the thing, but a lot of people make different kinds of arguments. You could argue that it's illiquid and therefore wasn't truly it wasn't good enough. That wick wasn't good enough. But then what wick is? Was that a higher high? It went from a higher high to a low low. Do you take it from the wicks, or do you take it from the bodies? I don't think it really matters, okay? Because you look at the wicks, you look at the bodies, you kind of look at both. I like to look at the wicks because it just means the price is brought up to a certain level. For me, that's bullish. Like if someone's willing to buy at market to a certain level, that tells me something. Even if it's illiquid or not, it gives the suggestion of intent that someone is willing to do that. But even if you look at the bodies and just say, well, look, the body closes, then looking at the price action here, if you just even look at the bodies, you know, lower high, lower low, higher high, you know, so we have a little kind of potential change here. And I think I like to look at wicks, but it doesn't really matter. It looks like we're trying to shift structure here. Was there a change here? Could you argue that was a change? Higher lows. The thing is, we didn't take out that high. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with that high, because this was our all-time low here against Bitcoin before we lost it. That corresponded, didn't correspond exactly with the all-time low on USDT. It actually came a few weeks later in November. The USDT all-time low was here, was in somewhere in the second week of October, and then we had a BTC all-time low here. And the problem was that after you put in a higher high here, you went and put in a lower low there, then you put another higher high there, and then you don't take out the high to confirm market structure change. So here the reason why I'm quite bullish right now is because the price doesn't need to go all the way up to take out that high to change market structure. Market structures change, it could change now because we have put in a higher high here, and if we go back up now and take that high, then we've actually changed market structure. Yeah, that change, this whole thing changes. That's at the moment, that's our low, that's our high, and if we take out that high, then we have a higher low here, probably this candle here, probably here, actually probably there. That becomes our higher low, and we have a change in market structure. And then you have a trend. You have a weekly higher low, higher high trend against BTC, and you don't want to see that change. You want to see that trend up now. We want to see the trend change. And so we've been trending lower highs, lower lows for a long period of time. There's been attempts at changing the trend like that, but then it just goes all the way back to another low. And so what we want to do is we want to see the trend now change, against BTC so we can change this whole structure. That's what we want to see. So I'm quite interested to see how this plays out. I talked about it in depth yesterday. Let me have a look at these kind of moving averages to see what they're doing. Yeah, you can see like the EMA, this is 21, I think it is, and the SMA 20. You can see how the price against Bitcoin is above them now. So last time we were above it, look, we were here. Now we're above it, we're here, we're a bit lower. And last time the simple 50 was acting as resistance. It's a bit lower now. We're a little bit earlier. We're a little bit early compared to where we were before. Before, we struggled for a long period of time, and then we started to get a little bit more interest. This time, I think a lot of people know about TRVL compared to last time. I think the project has grown and developed significantly compared to a year ago, and there's a lot more eyes on Dtravel compared to last year. So I think we're in a much stronger position, and also a lot of people are savvy about fetch and AI and and stuff like that. So I think we're on a lot of radar now. We're on a lot of people's radar now where we weren't before. When I look at everything that's been announced over the last year, we definitely will do a much better run this time around. Much better, just because of everything that's happened and all the progress that's been made, and how none of that value has really been reflected in the token, partly to do with the lack of utility, but actually really I think the bull market hasn't even begun. People aren't yet market buying crypto like crazy. So anyway, this fetch thing is a big deal, and it kind of follows the NVIDIA announcement. I don't know if you guys remember, but I think it was last month there was a NVIDIA accelerator or something. Oh, that's me. They posted a picture of me. Let me see if I can find it. A lot of nice posts there. It's quite a nice page. It's kind of taking its own shape. I don't know if I can find it. Probably have to go back further. I think it was September. Oh fuck. I hope it doesn't go back. No. Sometimes you press back and it disappears. I don't know what those last. Where was it? NVIDIA. You almost need them to highlight it and put it in sections so you can quickly find stuff. Because at the moment I can't find anything. There it is. Is that it? No. Third web. I don't know what that is. Third web. Maybe there is a way. Anyway, there's a lot of things going on. I don't like to leave things hanging when I'm on highlights. Maybe it's highlights. Fetch. Layer 0 labs. Oh, that's big. Layer 0. I've got some of their token. Layer 0. Oh, that's in July. So no, the NVIDIA announcement came. Let me just search. How good is the search? Rubbish. Oh, here it is. This is it. August the 28th. Dtravel has officially joined the NVIDIA Inception. I was in Inception. I don't really know what this is, to be honest with you. But again, it's kind of like none of this existed last year. When you think about the price action last year compared to now, you see, I think now is a lot more bullish than what it was. And let's just see. Let's just see what happens. I don't really have anything else to say about the charts. I saw that yesterday we put in a higher high, and that was kind of like, this is the thing on the daily time frame. This is the structure, isn't it? So we are still in the resistance. That hasn't changed. So you go from a higher low to a higher high, to a higher low, to a higher high. You see that? That's how it works. So if you're wondering which low is the higher low, yeah, let me just hide all this stuff and then I can show you. This is on Bybit. So start at the low. Okay, that's the lower high, because you go from a lower high to the lower low. That's the low, from the lower high to the lower low. Now you have to take out that lower high. So you go from the lower low to the next higher high. So where's the next higher high? Initially it was up to there, but actually it kept on going to there. Yeah. So that's the higher high. Then you have to take out the higher high. As soon as you take out the higher high here, the low in between is your higher low. Yeah, you see, so it goes down to put in a higher low, but you don't know that's your higher low until you take out the high. So that becomes your higher low. That's your higher high now, new higher high. Now it doesn't take that out until here. So again, that's your next higher high, from one higher high to another higher high, and then in between those, where's the low? Is there. So that's your higher low. So your higher low is actually from here to here, because you put in another higher high. And again, the same thing's happened here. That's a new high. So in between those two highs, where's the low? It's here, isn't it? That's your low. It's your higher low. So at the moment, the higher low is on the daily time frame. It's 3.5 thereabouts, 3.526, something like that. This is on Bybit, and as long as the price doesn't go and take that out, then we're in bullish market structure. If you see the price go and take out the low there, the only way to recover that is to go and put in a higher high straight away. That's when you get a V-shaped recovery. That's the only way, yeah, because otherwise you end up with a potential change, and the change is this: you take out the low, you put in a lower high, and actually then you put in a lower low. Then you have a change of market structure. You have a lower high, you go from a higher low to a lower low to a confirmed lower low, and then that's your change. Now the trend has changed. That's not what you want to see. So if you do take out that low, the only way to recover is a V-shaped recovery to take out the higher high that it came from. Yeah, you don't want to see two lower lows in a row, basically, with a lower high in between. And that's how it goes. And so this can kind of trend up, it can go sideways, it could even potentially take out the low, but you just don't want to see a confirmed change, which would be two lower lows with a lower high in between. Okay, so at the moment we're just putting in higher highs. You see that, higher highs, we're putting in higher lows. That's the current higher low, and we have a little bit of room for the price to fluctuate and just kind of mess around here, do what it wants, and we just don't want to see a change of market structure to take out that low. Okay, and then we want to see continuation. If we see continuation, we take out that high again, that will be another higher high. Then wherever this next low in between the next two higher highs, if the higher high goes up to there, then wherever the low is, that will be the next higher low. And so that's what we want to see. We want to see higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and that has to continue now. If this is going to trend up, that has to continue. it's always a lot easier if you get an expansive explosive move like this, and none of this looks impulsive, but none of this is impulsive. Yeah, I don't think any of this is impulsive. I think this is consolidation, bullish consolidation. This for me, this is bullish consolidation. None of this is impulsive price action. Yeah, so when I'm thinking about maybe up to there, and so look, so when I'm contemplating Elliott waves here, there's your 1 ABC 2, there's your 3, there's your 4, there's your 5, right? That's your kind of 5 waves. You've done your 5 waves and you've changed market structure with your wave 5. That's what's happened here. All the rules are perfectly intact. The 4 is above the 1, the 3 is not the shortest, and the 2 hasn't come underneath the 0. Okay, so you have a perfect 5 wave Elliott structure here, which completes your wave 1 up to there, wave 1. The next is your 2. Yeah, none of this is the move. This is just consolidation. It's just bullish consolidation. It's just people are getting in. They're buying. Yeah, so you're getting really bullish consolidation. It's really bullish. None of this is move. None of this is the move. We haven't seen it yet. Then you have an expansive 1, 3, 4, 5. Let me just change the color here. So you see it. I don't think we've seen it yet, actually, because we're going to see another explosion, I think, which will be the wave 3. And that will be in 5 waves, and it'll be very similar to this. You have like expansion, consolidation, expansion, consolidation, and expansion, and then correction. Okay, for a 4. And basically this top of this 1, which is the end of this 5, when we do expand for the 3, then the 4, when it corrects, eventually it can't come underneath the top of the 1 here. That has to be, that rule has to stay, that has to flip as an SR flip. That has to be intact. Otherwise you break this wave. So that's kind of where we are at the moment, just kind of looking at it. And at the moment it's not easy to count, but I'm just thinking that all of this is just consolidation. Usually it's zigzag or a flat consolidation, but this is at the moment, it looks like it's just really bullish. It's super bullish, and it just shows you that there's a lot of demand. There's not enough supply. People are trying to position in. They can't get filled if they just place limit orders because no one is selling, and so they're forced to market buy to position in. It's not impulsive, it's just consolidation, but it's really bullish consolidation because the structure continues to be bullish, higher highs and higher lows. And so I don't really know when this 2 is going to begin. Could it have begun already? I mean, it's possible that yesterday was the beginning of the 2. I don't know. It's very hard to know if that was it. It'll be a lot easier to see when we get the 5 waves. Yeah, then we'll know. But right now, I don't think it is. And you know, you could end up with the 2 beginning somewhere much higher. It does happen where you're just consolidating. It's going up, and then you get, bam, the impulse. And actually, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for impulsive price action, and that will be our 3. The 3 should be the most impulsive. The next one should be the most impulsive, right? And eventually what you're going to see is that this whole 5 waves becomes your 1. Yeah, this whole 5 waves becomes your 1. So I'll just call it blue. That'll be your 1. I've talked about this a lot, haven't I? Then you have a 2. Now the 2 could be anything, and then you have a higher time frame 3. And so we have to see what the timings are. But that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, something like that. Dark red. And it does correspond to this kind of this move here, because actually it's probably like this, isn't it? That's probably the one. This is probably the 2. This next one is the 3. But we have to see how impulsive this next move is, because it could be a combination of 5 waves. This one. So that could just be the first wave of the first wave, and then these next 5 waves could still be the first wave. We're looking for a slightly higher time frame, 5 waves for a higher time frame for correction, and then we have the last big move. And that's kind of what I'm imagining or foreseeing right now. And if we do get an expansive 3 in 5 waves, then it'll be a lot easier to see where the price has to come and find support for this to be correct. And it would have to be the top of that one, which would be about 12 cents. So we'll track this and see how it performs. But right now I don't see any impulse. I just see consolidation, but it's really bullish consolidation. I see 5 waves here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is just, for me, is bullish consolidation, which is pushing the price up, and the market structure continues to be bullish. This is a work in progress, you know. If the price suddenly crashes for reasons I can't explain, then we have to update it, yeah, and we have to change our analysis. You know, it's just the way it is, because there is an invalidation here. There always is. Under no circumstance can the price come underneath this initial pivot 0. That's the rule, because this is the wave 1. If you're in a wave 2, technically you can come all the way down to here, put a higher low, and this whole first wave is still valid. So even though we're consolidating upwards, the reality is that technically you can come all the way down here and it's still correct, even though we're going up. All right, so that's kind of TRVL. I don't know if anyone has got any questions. I hope everyone here has got some, because I keep on talking about it. Otherwise, you're going to get really stressed out at me non-stop jabbering about TRVL.